Once upon a time, there was a small village in Ondo State with less than 500 people. It was a kind of place where everyone knew each other and everyone knew what others did for a living. Among the villagers is a woman popularly known as Iya Ibeji. She is a ill-mannered and sharp-mouthed woman who goes around insulting people, and so she has no friend because of her bad attitude. She has two children, a set of twins, who also took after their mother's footsteps. They go about constituting nuisance in the whole village, and their mother never disciplined them. When anyone report them for being naughty, their mother never scold them. Instead, their mother will become angry with anyone who complained about her precious children. Everyone in the village knew them as the double trouble because they always caused trouble. People said Taye and Kende chased and stole other villagers' chicken and other valuable things, but no one could prove it. Whenever someone saw them doing something bad, it was hard to tell the twins apart because they looked so much alike. Their mother didn't care about the rumors and would just tell people how her twins were special gifts from God. She would say this every time someone complained about them. Also in the outskirts of the village, there lived a wicked witch who had 3 sons who was feared by everyone because of her wickedness. She used to live within the village few years ago, but one after the other, people abandoned their houses and moved far away from her hut until her hut became isolated and abandoned. Her sons go about stealing and bullying people because they know no one would deal with them because their mother is a witch. All of a sudden, people stopped seeing these 3 sons and they were all relieved. Nobody bothered about asking about their whereabouts. After all, they were not useful to the village. People said the witch had killed them out of anger. The villagers noticed some chickens locked in a cage outside the witch's hut. Some months later, on a hot sunny morning, the scary village witch noticed that some of her chickens were missing every morning, even though she locked them up the night before. She warned everyone that whoever was stealing her chickens would be severely punished and dealt with. But no one in the village admitted to taking the chickens. Who would dare invade a house? Everyone said. The villagers whispered among themselves, wondering who would be so foolish enough to sneak into the witch hut at night. The king of the village warned everyone that whoever was stealing things from the villagers should stop, or they would face the witch hut. Even the king feared her. That night, after everyone had gone home, the twins sneaked out of their hut as usual. They tiptoed to their mother's bedside to make sure she was fast asleep. "Mama is asleep. Let's hurry this time. Do you have our tools ready?" whispered to her sister, her eyes wide open. Taye nodded, holding a hoe and 2 cutlasses. As they carefully closed the fragile gate behind them, making sure not to wake their mother, they walked through the thick forest that led to the witch's hut, with Taye still holding the sharp tools, something unusual for children their age, especially at night. "Stay here and signal to me if someone comes," Kehinde said. But before they would continue, they heard a creepy voice and a loud scream from a tree near the witch's hut. "Where are my children, you evil brats? Are you here to take the rest of them?" It all happened so fast, like the witch was waiting for them. Taye and Kehinde ran as fast as they could. Taye headed back through the thick bushes they had come from, her heart pounding with fear. Does she really see us? What are we going to do? What does she mean by our children? Taye thought, panting and trying to catch her breath. She stopped to rest by a tree when she suddenly realized her sister wasn't with her. Where is Kehinde? She should be here by now. Why is she taking so long? Taye wondered. She stood up to look for her sister, but before she could move, a strong hand grabbed her. "Where do you think you are going?" The shadowy figure turned out to be the witch. Taye tried to run, but the witch held her tight. The witch slapped Taye twice, making her cry as tears filled her eyes. "Where are my children?" the witch yelled. "I don't know what you're talking about. Your children are dead," Taye cried. "Where are my children?" the witch asked again, a question confusing Taye even more. "I don't know what you're talking about," Taye sobbed. "Those chickens you took were my sons. I want them back now," the witch screamed. It finally made sense to Taye. The chickens they had been taking were actually the witch's son. But how could she explain that they had been cooking them just for fun? Taye cried harder as the witch raised her hand to slap her again. But before the witch could hit her, a loud noise and a scream from the witch made her let go of Taye. The witch fell to the ground, bleeding, and Taye saw that her sister had hit the witch on the head with the hoe. Blood was all over, and Taye was too shocked to move. What have you done?" Taye stammered, crying even more. "Stop crying. I saved you. I saw her chasing you, so I grabbed the hoe you dropped," said Kehinde. But you killed her," Taye said, staring at her sister. "I had no choice. Help me drag her to the river," said Kehinde. The two girls dragged the witch to the riverbank below. "I had no choice. Help me. Let's get her to the river over there," Kehinde said urgently. The two girls dragged the old witch down to the riverbank. "What now?" Taye asked her sister, tears streaming down her face. "Stop crying already. Your sobbing is annoying me," Kehinde snapped, her face frowning. "She would have turned you into a chicken like her sons if I had not arrived in time. Only God knows what she would have done." Kehinde shook her head in disgust. "I can't believe it. We've been cooking our sons all this while. It's so disgusting. What kind of mother would do that to her own children? But even so, you don't have to do this. Now we are definitely going to get cut," Taye cried, glancing at the old woman's lifeless body. "You're such a crybaby," Kehinde said, rolling her eyes. "Besides, the villagers will think she was attacked by the crocodile. So cheer up." Taye hugged Kehinde tightly, and Kehinde trying to comfort her. With all their strength, the twins dragged the old witch to the dangerous part of the river. They watched as the water swallowed the body. "Let's go back home. Mom might be awake, Taye said, sniffling as she started to leave. You don't want to see her completely disappear? What if she comes back? Kehinde laughed, trying to lighten the mood. You know that's not possible. With the way you hit her on the head, she's definitely dead. Let's go home, Kehinde said. But Taye frowned and walked faster, leaving Kehinde behind. I was just kidding, wait for me, Kehinde called, grabbing the hoe from the ground and hurrying to catch up with Taye. It was exactly 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun was just beginning to rise. We are home now. You don't need to be scared, Kehinde said loudly, making Taye quiet by putting her palm on her mouth. You're going to wake Mommy up. I who told you I was afraid, Taye said, frowning. Their mother, holding a lamp, appeared and smiled at the twins. You girls are up early. That's strange. It's nothing, Mom. Kehinde and I were just trying to make breakfast, Taye said, trying to sound casual. But isn't it a bit early? Their mother asked, looking closely at Kehinde. What happened to your clothes? Why do you have blood stains on them? It's palm oil, Mommy, Kehinde said, stepping back nervously. Palm what? When did you girls start cooking this early? You hardly help me in the kitchen. I doubt you even know the way to the kitchen, their mother said, puzzled. Why is there blood stain even on your neck? It's the palm oil, oh, Mommy, Kehinde replied, still giggling. Well, I'm proud that my 2 daughters are trying to cook without my help, their mother said as she walked away. The kings want all the children in the village to come to his palace right away. The king's messenger announced, banging his town crier to get everyone's attention. There's a report of a mother. What's that noise? Taye peeped through the wooden window. There's a mother. The king needs all the children at the palace immediately. The messenger's words made Taye's heart race with fear. The king told everyone to bring their children to the palace. A hunter saw 2 children dragging Mama Kola the witch to the river. He said one of them hit her on the head with a hoe, but he couldn't see their faces because it was still dark, their mother explained. We did it, Mama, said Taye, tears rolling down her round cheeks. What did you say? Their mother, Iya Ibeji, asked, her face full of confusion. Kehinde killed her, Taye replied, speaking clearly. Their mother turned to Kehinde, shock all over her face. How? Why? When did this happen? She asked, looking back and forth between the twins. Taye explained everything that happened with the witch. Most mothers would scold their children for such a terrible act, but instead, their mother only encouraged them. Your sister did the right thing, dear. That witch deserved it, Iya Ibeji said, raising her eyebrow, showing that she supported Kehinde's actions. None of the villagers liked Mama Kola, the village witch. Iya Ibeji especially found her intimidating whenever she saw her at the market. That's my brave little warrior, Iya Ibeji said, gently touching Kehinde's round cheeks. Now wipe your tears. You two will be presented before the king and the hunter. Don't let your face look suspicious, she added, pointing at the crying Taye. At the palace, all the village children gathered in the circle, along with their parents who brought them there. Is it me? Each child wondered as the hunter walked around, looking at every child. The hunter stared carefully at each child, making them feel relieved as he passed by. Then, he stopped right in front of the two culprits. The twins practiced their best behavior as the hunter stopped in front of them. The girls were looking so quiet and innocent, trying to deceive the hunter. "Is it us?" the twins asked together, their faces full of sadness. "Innocent girls," the hunter smiled, turning his gaze to Mama Ibeji. "What lovely children you have," he said, still smiling. "Who told you they are lovely?" Mama Yemi, an elderly woman who was about 70 years old, interrupted, laughing loudly. Mama Yemi was their neighbor, and she had witnessed their cunning and wicked tricks. She had once been tricked by the mischievous twins a long time ago. "What do you mean, Mama Yemi?" Iya Ibeji shouted at Mama Yemi, who was still telling the villagers about them. "You didn't raise your children properly." Mama Yemi shouted at Mama Ibeji in her anger. The villagers present calmed the two women down, saying that it was all in the past now. After all, children are known for such naughty behavior. "That's not true," Mama Yemi insisted. "She never disciplined them. I'm sure those two little demons are behind this whole thing." The king waved his royal hand fan, signaling for silence. "I'm still sitting on the throne, and you two women are arguing like this," the king said angrily, shaking his head as he continued. Since the hunter here couldn't identify the culprits who killed the witch, everyone in this village, young and old, we go to the great shrine to swear an oath. Then the guilty person will be struck by lightning. "Great idea," the villagers murmured among themselves, praising the king. The villagers went back to their homes to prepare for the king's order. "Mama, will my sister die? What will happen if she swears?" Taye asked their mother as soon as they got home. "Stop asking silly questions. Your sister won't die. I don't believe in those foolish traditions." "Don't be scared, my darling." Iya Ibeji reassured them that nothing would happen and that it was just a trick. "Mama, we are scared. What if the thunder strikes me? I'm too young to die." Kehinde cried, shaking her head, refusing to believe her mother. "Let's just tell the king the truth. He will understand that we are still small." Taye agreed with her twin sister, sobbing with Kehinde. "You two better stop talking and get dressed." "And what are you going to tell him? That you stole our chickens and killed her?" "Stealing our mother are serious crimes, girls," Iya Ibeji scolded. "I promise you, nothing will happen. I'm here with you." Their mother's words comforted them a little. All the villagers were already at the shrine. One after the other, the villagers stepped inside the shrine to swear. "Let's swear," Iya Ibeji shouted, stepping in front of the shrine. "I don't support swearing. Christianity is against it," Mama Yemi said, clutching a Bible to her chest. "That's a lie. We must all swear," Iya Ibeji interrupted, jumping up as if she had won a prize. "If I must, then I will swear on the Bible," Mama Yemi insisted. "You are free to do so," the king said, looking at the Holy Bible in her hands. Each villager made the oath, their hearts sinking with fear. Once everyone had sworn, the village oracle called on the god of thunder to do his work. Suddenly, the sky turned dark. Taiwo and Kehinde held onto each other, tears streaming down their faces. The dark clouds scared them so much. Iya Ibeji tried to calm herself, though her heart was pounding faster than normal. Then, suddenly, two loud thunderbolts struck their mother, killing her instantly. The twins watched in horror as their mother was burned to ashes. Taye burst into tears at the sudden death of their mother, while Kehinde stood frozen in shock. All the villagers began to run for their lives as heavy rain started to pour. The twins tried to run with the others, but they slipped in the flood and were trampled by the crowd as everyone rushed for safety. After the storm ended, their mother's burnt body, now unrecognizable, was placed in a coffin along with her two daughters. This is a great lesson for all parents to train their child well. Don't indulge them when they are doing wrong. Tell them, correct them, because if you don't, they will bring such parent tears, sorrow, and sometimes untimely death. May we all live to see our children prosper in our own eyes. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more interesting African tales. Thank you for watching.